Hi guys, it's Dropheads, and today I'm gonna show you how to create this sound. And also I'm going to show you how you can use this sound or any other Serum preset and create a number of different sounds from it. All of the sounds that I make in today's video will also be available for free download in my Facebook group, Dropheads Crew, where I post exclusive content like presets from my videos, get early access to my songs. I'm also working on a sample pack which will be out in a couple of weeks. And also when my internet connection gets better, I will also do like feedback live streams and production live streams. So if you want to become part of the crew, you can find a link to join in the description. This is actually the main sound from my track We Are, which was released a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna turn everything off, so this is what it sounds like on its own. So for the wavetables, I used a sound wave on both oscillators. Oscillator B is at -2 octaves and oscillator A is at 0 octave. I use this LFO1 shape to control the level of oscillator B. One thing that I wanna point out here is that the level isn't turned all the way down, so when the LFO gets to 0, you still get some of the sound coming through. Next we have FM from A on oscillator B. That's why the level of oscillator A is turned all the way down, because we don't really need it. LFO1 is also controlling this knob, so this is what it sounds like. You just get that FM sound. On oscillator A we have sync warp mode, which is also controlled with LFO1. It just adds some high harmonics. Okay, and then also the noise oscillator with bright white noise, where I'm controlling the level with LFO1. So for the filter, I used phase 48 L6- filter. I have key tracking enabled. Cutoff is at around 600 Hz. Drive is at around 50%. Also the resonance is around 50%, and the low pass frequency is also around 50%. So this is what it sounds like. In the effects we have some diode 1 distortion with this low pass filter, which means that the sound will go through the filter before it gets distorted. And so I have the frequency set at around 3000 Hz and the Q at 1.2. This is what it sounds like. Okay, the drive is at around 30%. Next we have this multiband compression. Everything is set to default. Just gain is up around 8 decibels. Okay, next we have this low pass filter where I control the cutoff, and drive is set to around 32%. And EQ, we have just a high shelf just to bring out some of the high frequency. I also used LFO2 to control the pitch. So I have this LFO shape, and if you go to matrix, under source you select your LFO, so in this case LFO2. The amount is set to 3 and destination is set to global master tune. For type you have to select unipolar, so it only goes from 0 to a certain amount and then back to 0. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, in the effects I have some EQ just to remove some of the low frequencies, OTT, depth at around 15%, saturation knob, beat crusher, and just some reverb. So now that you have this sound finished, I'm going to show you how you can use this patch or any other Serum preset and create a number of different sounds from it. So what you want to do is change the wavetables, you know, try different filters, try different warp modes, try different LFO shapes, different effects, you know, just change the sound. And you know, I'm gonna try, for example, we can try like a saw wave here instead of a sine wave. And also let's try a different warp mode. And I'm gonna slow this down to okay, so I changed the wavetables. I changed the filter. I selected this low pass filter. I brought up the FM a little bit. I used a different warp mode here on oscillator A, and I also brought oscillator A to -1 octave. The effects and everything is the same, and we get a different sound. So this is what it sounds like. So what I would do is I would just like create a new folder and save it as base 1, and then try another like wavetable, or let's try some this, a different filter. Okay, so I've been doing this for about an hour now, and I came up with around 20 presets, and I choose my favorite 10, and this is what I have. So first I have this sound. Next we have this bass. Another effect, and then another like down lifter. You can do this with any Serum preset that you have, you know, just try playing around with different wavetables, playing around with different filters, different LFO positions, try using different LFOs to control different things, and then, you know, just different effects like distortion, different filters, like hyper and dimension, you know, EQ, stuff like that. And you can really create a lot of different sounds very easily, you know. So this is how I create most of my sounds. Keep in mind that this is pretty much all just trial and errors, so if you don't come up with good sounds right away, you know, don't get too frustrated, you know, just keep tweaking the knobs, you know, trying different filters and wavetables and stuff like that till you come up with something good. Also, over time you will get used to it, and you will start to, you know, recognize which wavetables work well together, which filters work well with different wavetables, which LFOs work good for like certain type of sounds. With practice you will, you know, eventually get better at it. So this is it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I release a new video every Friday, and I talk about music production, sound design. I break down my tracks. So if you're interested in seeing that, subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you guys next